normally used to saying speaker, but today it's a completely different event. I think Akhil will first introduce the film that he has on his expedition, and then the film will run through, and then at the end, maybe if there are some comments, questions, we can have a short discussion. I have of course personally known Akhil for 2 decades now. He has been an intrepid explorer and he has done some very interesting expeditions. The Azad Hind march, which he replicated, where traveled from Singapore all the way to the Red Fort here. Then the Central Asian expedition. Then the Hands Across the Borders in South Asia to promote friendship and peace in the subcontinent. Then the Gondwana land expedition all the way from the Himalayas down to the southernmost tip of South Africa. He has also been a fellow of the Royal Geographical Society, fellow of the Explorers Club USA, and he has been a vice president of the Indian Mountaineering Foundation. I would now request Akhil to come up on the stage and would hand over to him. In case some of you at the back would like to come in the center, maybe you will get a much better view. There are a lot of vacant seats in the center. Please do come to the center, those who are at the back. All yours, Akhil.
Thank you, Rakesh. I thought we would be inflicting this presentation on half a dozen people, but now several more are going to be subjected to it. All that I have to say is there in the commentary. Into the Sonoran Desert of Mexico, then through the Trans-Mexican Volcanic Belt, into the east and through the east and west Sierras, then went east towards the Chiapas region, crossing the Uchu-Uchinta River into Guatemala, then driving along the several lakes and volcanoes of Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, along the Gulf of Fonseca on the Pacific side, and then down to the Panama's Atlantic coast. From there we went over the Caribbean Sea to northern Colombia, and from here we would follow, we crossed all the 3 ranges of the Cordilleras of the Andes, and from here we would follow the Andes from their northern end all the way to the southern end, through Mexico, through Ecuador, doing a side trip to the Galapagos, then down the Pacific coast of Peru, across the Andean Altiplano, which is the Andean Plateau, along Lake Titicaca, into the Bolivian salt flats and the Atacama Desert, and down the length of Argentina, along its now on what you call the Atlantic coast, crossing the Magellan Strait, getting into Tierra del Fuego, and sailing from Beagle Channel to Cape Horn in Chile, where the Pacific, Atlantic, and the Antarctic meet. So, ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts. We shall roll down the Americas in 45 minutes.
$300 million years ago, our Earth comprised of only one landmass that has been given the name of Pangea. Pangea split into 2: Eurasia in the north, comprising of Eurasia and North America, and Gondwana land in the south, comprising of Antarctica, Australia, India, Africa, and South America. Pangea One World Expedition was an overland journey from the Arctic to Antarctic, starting at Prudoe Bay on the Arctic Ocean at the top of America. It would end at Cape Horn, the southernmost point of South America. The purpose of the journey, besides adventure, was to study the natural responses of the countries being traversed to climate change. I was accompanied by Dr. Rajendra Jain, a surgeon working in the tribal district of Gondia. On the way, we visited several universities and met with climatologists, glaciologists, hydrologists, agronomists, and others who work closely with nature, farmers, hunters, airline pilots, and sailors. This presentation will give you a feel of the remarkable landscapes that we traversed and the beautiful people that we met.